Hello everybody, what are the chances of that? Somebody's literally just spawned on top of me as I was clicking live, but there we go. We're what a way to start. Fantastic. Welcome everybody to the PMDG 737-600 release day here on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Very exciting, almost a bit of a controversial release really. A lot of people saying they didn't want it and all this sort of stuff, but now it's actually here. Quite a lot of people have changed their mind, realised actually the price point is incredible. It actually looks pretty cool, being a dinkier version of the NG family, and they've actually included about 10-14 different liveries available for it, of all the operators that used to operate this smaller variant of the 737NG series over the years, including a couple of SAS liveries. This one here, this Air Algerie Scenery 2 livery, I should say. We've actually got a slight scenery enhancement here at the default Algiers Airport scenery, but it's the tower doesn't actually work, doesn't do anything. So it looks more default than it is really, but you know, it is what it is. We're off to Toulouse today, folks, and we've got the fantastic Flightbeam Studios Toulouse scenery there. And we're going to test out all of this, all of the new features that are now also included in the 700 variant of the 737 from PMDG 2, including the new PMDG LNAV version 2. Very exciting. William's saying that the 600 variant is only 8 feet shorter than the 700. That's doesn't seem that much of a size difference at all, actually, does it? Hello to William in the chat, Matthew F, Gav, MPS Gaming, Badger, Doc on board, Joey Goofy Nerd. Welcome folks, channel members there, and everyone else tuning in wherever you are in the world. Share your thoughts of the 737-600 in the chat throughout today as well. I'd love to know what your thoughts are as well throughout the journey. 2 sectors ahead of us, about an hour and 10 minutes or so per leg. And we're expecting this to climb like an absolute rocket, so very exciting. If you're new, please do hit the subscribe button down below. And also don't forget to give us a little like as well throughout today's live stream, and keep those likes rolling in throughout the journey today. So pretty much the same engines, same performance of the engines, everything else, but a lighter aircraft. Flight deck looks the same as well because it is a familiar version of various different aircraft within the NG series, so nothing really much different for us to worry about too much here in this instance. But as Jim's saying, it's also without winglets. Quite cool. So everything we've done in the past is the same for cockpit prep, basically. We just need to finalise some of the data. 340 for cruise today. Cruise winds, so we need to grab that as well. Where are my average winds? There they are, 249 at 21. Weirdly enough, on the charts here at Algiers, the transition altitude says it's 3,940 feet, which is rather precise. I think I'll round it to 4,000. Keep it like a rounded number. Alternate 142, yeah, 2.3. That'll do for our alternate plus fin res for today. So the reserves are looking good, and a zero fuel weight. Look at that, folks, for a difference. 48.8 tons. So 5,000 to about 10,000 kilograms on average lighter than the 700 variant there. Scandinavian Air Service operated just over 30 of these in real life. Okay, let's have a look at our performance then, shall we? So still using the VAS airplane toolbox, that all still works. There's a 737-600 profile for that on the system. We're going to go flap 5 for departure. Just going to calculate some stuff. We'll do cell of 42, takeoff 1, line profile 2. So all the same stuff really that we would also expect from the 700 variant when we fly it. So we're going to kind of see the difference between our takeoff D rates between the two throughout the journey for this first departure, and we'll see what it gives us in comparison. departures, we want runway 05, and we also want SADAF 1 Charlie departure via, Mallorca, I think. Pretty sure the route overflies Mallorca today. Mallorca. No, Ibiza. Ibiza, baby. There we go. IPZ. We go back to here, back to the speeds. Ooh. What have we missed, Luke? Luke. Let's have a look, see. That's all looking fine. Izan B and then SADAF. There's a double SADAF there. Let me just try and work this out. So we should be going outbound to Selba first. Selba doesn't appear to be on there. There's an INTC there. Let's go to plan mode for a second. And we're just going to step through this, see what it wants. SADAF. Izan B. And it returns us, that's interesting. Right, let me just work something out here. Where's my sim brief stuff? SADAF Surif Im Sub. And IZA. So SADAF, go Surib, there. I think that's fixed it. Lovely stuff, there we go, rock and roll. There's a slight discrepancy with the nav data at the moment because Navigraph doesn't have any compatibility with this yet. So you have to copy a file from the 700, drag it into the files for the 600, and there we go. Where were we? So now init ref, M1 limit. Right, we're going to have to put these V-speeds in ourselves then because I'm not quite sure what it's trying to get us to achieve. 628. Let's go across here, put some wind data in. All the links, well, all the data, sorry, Sasha, is all in the Discord server for the routing. 0409. I'll do. Go back probably won't turn on because I've not been able to this date. And then V1. Giving us 118 on the VAS airplane toolbox, 120 for V rotate, and 127 for V2. Look how slow that is. And then we're going to go 137 for V2 plus 10. So it's almost a 5 knot difference, really. 052 for the runway heading. Like so. And 44.
Algiers traffic, Cockpit 22, taxi to runway 05, public profile rate 3, via Alpha 1, Alpha 5.
Okay. I think we're there. As good as we're going to get. Okay, so let's have a look at Navigraph then briefly here, folks. So we're on the Terminal 1 at the moment. This default scenery missing Terminal 4, so none of this on the left-hand side exists. We're going to push start, and we're going to taxi Papa 1. Actually, we might go down here, Alpha 4 to Bravo Charlie 3, runway 05, the whole point there, Charlie 3, roughly. I'm going to get some different charts in a second and have a look at the taxi routings properly. And then from 05, departing out on the SADAF 1 Charlie departure. So initially, flying runway heading, but then we're going to instantly begin a turn after a couple of 100 feet round back on ourselves to intercept the outbound radial of 327 degrees out the Selba, SADAF, and then Ibiza, like so. And then away we go.
Algiers Trafic, Osprey 430, pushback and start up from Whiskey 250 down. Algiers Trafic.
Oh, I turned it off, didn't I? Whoopsie. Well, there we go. That wasn't too dissimilar then to what VAS Airplane Toolbox has given us. Ah, love it. UNH1016. Cheers, Ashley. We need to bleed the packs for the APU now. And we've got forward entry doors open still. That's all set as required. We can put the packs on automatic for now as well. Keep the air coming in. And we want to set 340 on the overhead panel here. Like so. Toulouse. Need a landing elevation. $500. There we go, 500. Fuel dampers all on. Click across to that. Make sure the APU is generating power properly. And then back in here, we can go menu, FS actions, ground surfaces, and this is a new thing, right? I've got the parking brake on at the moment. This is one thing that a lot of people might find themselves getting caught up on. So hopefully you can see the toe brakes and everything else, right? So to activate the parking brake now, you have to depress the parking brakes, the pedals on the brakes fully. So press the brakes fully on your rudder pedals, then you can turn the parking brake on. That's how you set that. And then we can remove the chocks. And we're just going to pre-plan a pushback here. Call the tug while we go through the remainder of the checks prior to our departure. Set some custom views today as well, so we get to see the difference in the way it all looks for that too. Request the pushback.
This is ground. Stand by.
Doc, I'm not missing your chat as usual. Not really sure what that's supposed to mean, buddy. It's busy in the chat, and I might miss the odd one every now and again. Can't help that. And there's a lot of green in the chat now as well. Where was I? Lost train of thought now. Altimeter set, transponder set, fueling loaded, boarding complete, takeoff date has been set. We've done the cruise and landing altitude pressure panels, MCP set, flight directors need to be on. 1 and 2. We're going to set the outbound radial on this VOR, which is 327 on 1125.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
25. Use that for now. We
We're
pop
cleared
that
for
one off.
start
We don't
and
want it.
Okay. Cleared for push start.
Hear the
Please release
music.
Parking brake.
Let's get the anti-collision lights on. Boom. Make sure we're clear behind. We're good on that side.
Please release parking
We're good
brake.
here as well. There's our first screenshot of the day, I think.
Please release parking brake.
Algiers Trafic, Algerie N44 is push start from around about Whiskey 8 Terminal 1.
Please release parking brake.
Shush, impatient tug driver. Michael, hello, welcome.
Please release parking brake.
Neil, hello to you. Jay, Jan, welcome folks.
Parking brakes are released.
891.
Commencing pushback.
Stand by.
Start the engine.
Yeah, I have released them now.
It will start in the
To
seat.
release it is the same. You've got to push the pedals in and all that sort of thing as well for the new braking system. Okay, we've got to make sure the pumps are on. 1, 2, 3. Centre tanks are empty, so they can remain off. We're going to go here, pop the packs off. Isolation valve is open. APU's on bleed, recirc fan is on automatic, and there we go, ignition by both, and engine 2 ground. Let's start her up. Now I'm wondering if the sounds would be slightly different here, because the aircraft is a bit smaller. Ahmed, the 600 sounds older than it is. It actually was created after the 700 in real life, I think, from what I understand. Unless I've got my facts incorrect. Fuel control lever to run, but of course you can change the settings as well inside the FMS here. So you can give it the older, is it Collins, instead of the Honeywell MCP and all that sort of stuff as well. High five, hello, welcome, and thank you very much. Alfie, good afternoon, saying that 600 looks extremely small. Somebody calculated it's only about 8 foot shorter than the 700, which is something I didn't know. 052, put that on auto. That's all good. Ignition mode on engine start on ground for engine 1. $18, $19, $20. Ahmed, I think so, yes.
Okay, pushback.
Ashley, there we go. So the PMDG sound engineer. Brakes depressed. Parking brakes set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Booster, good afternoon.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Roger. Good.
So this is going to be a derate similar to the 700 that we've been enjoying over the last few months. Is to see really
Holding position,
what
waiting
difference
for
there
visual.
may be
Thank you,
anyway
and
for
goodbye.
us in comparison with a similar derate. The climb performance should still be even better because it's a smaller, lighter aircraft. So it's going to be interesting comparing the two. And also it's got the brand new LNAV and everything else, which is all very exciting for us. We want to go to here. Takeoff page.
Traffic on spread 22, taking on runway 05, Algiers traffic.
Gens 1 and 2 sets, engine 1 and 2 start, switches to continuous, and propeats can go on. 1 and 2. We'll just check the gens while we're up here, make sure they're both showing power. And I'll leave it set on Gen 1 as the primary there for our readings at the top. Wing engine anti-ice as required, engines bleeds 1 and 2 are set to on, and we're going to go packs onto automatic. Isolation valve automatic, recirc fan check is in auto, APU bleed can come off and the APU can go off. Flaps set 5 for departure, and we're going to check our trim figure here, 628 other way. Yeah, in the UK it's about £27, £28, depending on the exchange rate of the day, of course. An incredible price. $34.99 US for this. Elevator trim is set, and we're going to go engine controls, so system. Fully right, fully left. Look at that, folks. The yoke looks like it's smoother as well, doesn't it? Look at that. Beautiful. And we might want to see this from the outside as well. It's so small, isn't it? It's crazy. Engine instruments are all checked. LNAV, VNAV needs to be armed as required, but actually, let's go heading select mode first, and VNAV auto throttle set armed. Master caution for the recall. I'm going to go anti-skid RTO, taxi lights on, and rock and roll. Where's my taxi charts? It'd help if I didn't have the Toulouse charts on. Park brakes fully depressed to release them, and away we go. Algiers, Trafic, Algerie. 1044 is taxi to hold point. Charlie 3 runway 05 via Juliet 13, Alpha 9. correction, Alpha 1 and Alpha 5 Bravo 5. Algerie traffic. Or Algiers traffic. Good grief, this is a mouthful. Who created this route? Does you know they were never certified for wingtip fences. Definitely sounds a bit louder, doesn't it? Oh, I don't even want to know what's going on behind me, folks. I was just about to take a screenshot, but perhaps I shan't. You know what? Let's go. Turn that off. Let's go LNAV on. Let's see what happens with the intercept. See if it can handle it.
Pushing back from gate Whiskey 3 Bravo.
Jessica, good afternoon. Night Shepherd says love it. Good evening to you. Neil should be in the shower. He's not missing the takeoff though. Good man. Not really sure what to expect with this. This is going to be the first time I've done a proper takeoff with it. So cool. And what we've also got here is a couple of custom views that I've set throughout, well, prior to today's live stream. So I've set them to try and kind of make the most of having no wingtip fence as well. But hear the noise. How awesome does that sound? Oh, good grief. Don't know who that is. Deck, hello to you, welcome. Hope it's a good flight. Do maintenance on C517s. Nice. C-17 is a remarkable aircraft, it's so cool. Neil says it's like a dragster and it leaps into the air. Salim, hello, this is included in the 737, basically. In the 600, there's about 16, 15 or so as an estimation for deliveries included with this. There she is in all her glory, look. Yeah, $34.99 in US monies for this. Little dinky version. There's liveries like Scandinavian Air Service, Fly Global or something as well, I think. We put it in the members lounge earlier on. Poseidon, hello buddy, welcome. So far, it's been quite fun already. Everything's nice and similar to the 700, which is great. But we're about to depart on what is actually quite a tight departure. So we're going to see what the LNAV does dynamically to that, because we're going to fly initially runway heading and climb up first. In Flight Sim, we're at Algiers, but it's a default Algiers, sadly, because there's no scenery at all available for it. This is a default improvement, but it's pretty rubbish, to be honest. This is Bravo 2. We want this one here. Yeah, Air Europa had some. Scandinavian Air Service. There's a couple of Southwest liveries included as well, which are fictional. WestJet, of course, 737-600 operator in Canada. I'll find the. Let me find the list for you via our Discord server from our conversation we were all having earlier in the members' lounge, and I'll get the list, the master list, if you like, of all of the liveries that we found, which are all available. Little check of the windsock there as well. Happy days, and we'll turn right. There we go. So Air Algerie, Aeroflyer, Air China, which is a bit of a retro livery, Air Europa, fictional Air Malta, Austrian Airlines, Boeing demo livery, China Southwest, E-Star, Fly Globespan, Janet, Area 51 Ops, Lauda Air, Malev, Midwest, SES Brathens, SAS, Southwest Fictional, Tunis Air with 2 airframes, and WestJet. Very cool. Algiers, Trafic, Algerie 1044 is lining up at runway 05 for a takeoff on the SADAF 1 Charlie departure. Algiers, Trafic.
Algiers Traffic, Algerie 1233, holding short 05 for the company departure.
Oops, pick that wrong. There we go. Traffic. Down the bottom, TARA. Might as well put terrain mode on as well, get that active. Here we go, folks. How many seconds is it for our takeoff roll? Who's going to count for us? Very exciting. Here we go. So, just make sure I've not checked anything, missed anything rather, in my excitement. Got my takeoff checks ready. We've checked everything there. That's all looking good, and we've got no warnings. So, stick forwards. Go to 40%. Engine TCP is looking stable. Ogre. Definite noise difference. And definite acceleration difference. Wow. Holy moly, that's quick.
Algerie 1033, lining up runway 04, Algiers Traffic.
Rotate. Holy moly. That was quick. Gear up. Oh boy. And away we go. Get CMDA on, let's see what it does here with the LNAV. Definitely louder on departure there. Let's go, that gear can go to the off position, auto brake switches off, and runway turn off lights off. Ignition mode's back to off there for engines 1 and 2. We'll retract the flaps as appropriate. 21 seconds. Wowzers. Couple of different views for us there to enjoy.
1040 Ultra to runway 05, waiting there.
Oh, look how high we are already. We're going to have to check our altitude here. 3,000 and climbing. Let's keep it going up to our cruise 340. Sid Lamb, pretty much yes. Christopher, yeah, it does. That's correct actually. X's on the runway means that the runway's basically closed. It doesn't. It's deactivated. But at Algiers here, the default airport scenery, you've got X's for some reason, and there is nothing that removes it yet properly. Let's capture some of these wing flap retraction animations, shall we? Tell him I'm waving. Certainly the pocket rocket. The acceleration's just incredible. It's so quick. Little mistake on the takeoff roll there because I moved my throttles further forward than I would have otherwise done so. So it gave us almost full power. It then derated itself after a couple of seconds, so a little bit there of pilot error as we tackle the excitement of the new jets. Here we go, look at that. Cabin view for us. JB, that's a great way of describing this. Climbs like a homesick angel. And of course, as well, it has the cabin, which we all enjoy, complete with 737-600 safety card. Nice little nod to the particular type there. $34.99. This is incredible for Australian, well, for US dollars. It's just remarkable how much value you get for this. So if you've never used a PMDG product before, this perhaps is your first experience of the company. It's pretty incredible. You get all those liveries that we spoke about earlier on included. That climb rate, folks. Night Shadow, good morning to you. Welcome. Yeah, as Doc's saying there, in real life, the other runway is closed due to it being a work in progress, apparently. And Brian, yep, the 700's been updated as well. There's a TCAS alert for an aircraft a couple of miles ahead. We've got to keep an eye on that. And we're accelerating through 10,000 now, with the landing lights going off. And let's check our cabin pressure panel as well, make sure that is pressurising normally. It is. Golly good. We'll put the logo light off now as well, we don't need it. Yeah, think of this as a 130-seater bizjet. Probably quite a cool way of thinking about it. Where's my... is it that? No. Okay, there's one view that I was thinking of. What about this view? There we go. JB's holding out for the 800 variant still. Fair enough. Not long to wait now for that. It's going to be very exciting when it does arrive finally. And we're going to be flying back to Algiers as well, and at the moment the current runway in use is 05 for the arriving runway to air traffic as well, which means it doesn't have an ILS. We'll have to fly a VOR approach. Alberto, good morning, buddy. Welcome. Sean Matafeo, I don't really understand what you mean there. If you like 737s, there's no reason not to buy the 600, if that makes sense. Because if you're going to get two variants, you could get the 600 and an 800.
Alpha, Hotel 1044, what are you doing? You need to keep it
TGN2, not sure. Still climbing up, 16,000 and climbing. Yeah, $35, 27 quid for this, the PMDG 737-600. And it's an incredible entry to the company. For those of you who have never used PMDG before, it will certainly hook you. It will grab you and it will pull you into the world of PMDG with how good their aircraft are. There's a lot to love with this. The value is just incredible. Akikotoji, welcome, hello. And of course, on flightsim.to, there are no doubt going to be loads of fictional liveries created for Lufthansa. I'm sure there'll be a BA one as well soon, and a Ryanair version, and everything else. So this is flight simulation. The world's your oyster. You can do exactly what you want. Salim says, here is a fact. Salim lives in Algiers. So here's a fact that VOR DME 05, that only Emirates pilots always fail to make it from first time they always go around.
Could you answer my question about the alert, because I've got a TCAS alert behind me. I know you because I'm watching your stream.
Yeah, Roger. I'll take a look. Algerie 1044.
Just asking, how many minutes do you give me after departure?
2. It's currently indicated airspeed of 290 knots. Flight level 210 climbing. Five miles, so it's just going to be a slight TCAS alert. Otherwise, we would be receiving a similar sort of warning. So it shouldn't be too much different, unless he's in. I've been in the BUYAH. What aircraft is he on? He's a Phoenix A320. Perhaps the TCAS there is a little bit oversensitive. Delta Game, hello! Should be getting a TCAS alert there. Maybe an advisory to say, be careful, there's an aircraft about 6 miles behind. But 6 miles is pretty good. But we're climbing at slightly different speeds, so we are kind of gaining on him. Shaquille, hello. This is just a passenger variant, so it's just as we see it here, the wingtip free single emergency exit, slightly narrower, or slightly shorter rather. It's passenger 737. Kevin, good morning to you. Welcome. Yeah, no cargo version. I don't think it was ever created for the 600. They've also improved roll mode, folks, as well, so the aircraft should physically feel like it is more true to life. Not that me or a lot of us have ever flown a 737 in real life, but it's certainly appreciated. Those of us who want to try and target that extra level of realism as close as possible. David, no, I'm the same. It's still showing 2204 for me as well, but perhaps there's might have to tweak it a little bit more as well. FMC, nopes, init ref, index, nav data. No. Oh well. What's this now? Shaquille, indeed. On the 20,000 subscriber group flight, we had a huge membership gifting spree, courtesy of a couple of our channel members, and 111 memberships were given out, minus 3 actually, who chose to join on their own accord. It's 108 memberships were given out in one stream, which is incredible. We're all gifted. Incredibly generous. Biggs, hello. Oh god. If we're going to get a big bulk of 50 to 100 new membership giftings, let me know in advance so I can turn off or change the way that the announcements happen on the stream, because it went on for about 100 minutes, didn't it? Incredible. And Shaquille, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. SADAF coming up. Just working out something with Sasha because he's worried that we're catching up a bit too quickly there. So we might have to change our cruise to flight level 360. 36. 36. Perf. 36. Okay. We'll pass him at 2,000 feet above. Daniel, hello. Thank you very much. Why is that so cheap? Because they want to introduce people to the company or the world of PMDG at an affordable rate, effectively. Then, you know, it's a really nice introduction to those of you who perhaps have never experienced PMDG before, giving you the opportunity to then purchase one of their products at a really, really good rate. And PMDG, yes, they are developing a 777 for Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is currently in development at the moment. And it will really ramp up production and development once the 737-900 has been released. So we've got the 800 variant left, coming around the end of August, hopefully, fingers crossed, 1,000 below. And then, after the 800, we have the 900 variant. When the 900 variant has been released, we will then be able to expect the 777, which is really cool. Theodore, they definitely won't do the same thing with the price of the 800. I think the 800 will be slightly more expensive than the 700, if I'm honest. There's a little bit more involved with it from what I understand, and it's heavier, longer. Got a couple of tweaks to the systems on board, but who knows. The pricing of this was an incredible surprise, so yeah, there's every chance. That's looking good. There is every chance that we're going to be really pleasantly surprised again. But we've also got the Boeing Business Jet 2 with the 800 variant, as well as cargo version there, so we're going to get 3 more versions, I would imagine, there with the 800. But I wouldn't like to speculate, Theodore, what the price of the 800 would be, because we really have no idea. Really have no idea at all what it could be. Salim saying the 600 was priced at $35 only because it's expected to be the lesser selling version. It's difficult to work out what the strategy is, but I think one of the primary reasons they've said on the forum is PMDG wanted to give people the opportunity to introduce or enjoy a PMDG product at a lower price for people that couldn't quite afford 700 perhaps, but felt like they were missing out and wanted to have that extra immersion. I mean, look at the Breckod 737 MAX. It's a disgraceful product, yet it's, I think, slightly more expensive than the PMDG 737-600, so there's a no-brainer there really for getting this over that. Arca had the 800 back in the FSX days. The MSS version will be worth every penny. Yeah, 100%. TJN asking, I think Robert said mid-August for the 800, right? So mid to late August as an estimation, but because it's software development and we're expecting Sim Update 10 in the next few weeks as well, anything can change. Dates can be pushed back and all that sort of stuff as well. He's asking, are there any noticeable cockpit differences between the 700 and the 600, or is it just the airframe? Mainly the airframe, to be honest, but in the flight deck you can certainly notice that it's a lot louder in here. But also, because it's smaller, we can see more of the wing from the flight deck too, which is quite cool. But I wonder what we can see here. Yeah, can't really see much more, but it's quite a cool aircraft, very quirky, like Zato's just saying there. First time landing this as well when we get into Toulouse, so not sure. I'd imagine it's going to be a little bit more sporty for us on our flare, so we have to be careful of it. Mig saying it's refreshing to see no wingtips. Yeah, it's got this slightly more old school look and feel to it, doesn't it? More of a traditional 737 look to it without the wingtips. The range, is it 5,500? About 5,650 kilometers, which is 3,000 nautical miles, apparently, according to a quick Google search. Yeah, I'd imagine the 800 is going to come with loads of liveries. What's really nice about this is you don't need, if you just want to fly all those historic ops, there's a Ibiza down below that the aircraft used to fly in real life, then you can actually enjoy this aeroplane. Where is he? He's there. We're literally at the exact same speed. Wonder if I can overtake him quicker. Go Mach 80. See what happens. Just trying to work out spacing with the chap in front, because he sent me about 100 DMs asking about what happens about descent. So if I can overtake him, that's ideal. If not, we're going to have to slow down and work through descent a little bit carefully. Mr. Moss saying it'll be interesting to see what all 4 modules come to in the end compared to the P3D version. I think most will only pick up the 800, so it's not an issue. Then I imagine some will want the full set. I think it's going to be a very narrow majority that want every single variant that they release, because well, it's money, isn't it? People are going to be, especially these days, a bit more cost conscious. Have to be careful of our fuel burn here if we're going to go to Mach 80. Can't go any quicker. Yeah, no Fly UK 737-600 sadly. A little pocket rocket. Yeah, certainly when the WestJet days used to do Toronto to Vancouver, I think I've read somewhere, as one of the 600 routes that it used to do. Again, not 100% certain of the route networks that it used to fly. Bit of Googling though, certainly will pop something up. Fixed my Volanta input there because I had the return journey loaded in for some reason, which confused the heck out of me, because I was like, why are we flying a different route? And we're going back via Palma de Mallorca, by the way, which is where the confusion earlier came on, I think. Mig's going to do transatlantic flight in this thing and make 100 plus virtual passengers suffer from my enjoyment. Andrew, is this 600 about the same size as the BA 146-300? That's a good question. I've not actually thought the answer to that. Not sure. Salim, no orange MCP. Yes, you can have one. Let me see here. MTG setup, options, nopes. Aircraft equipment. That one. Is that the one you mean? We go that slightly more old school look. Plane's only 31 meters long. Amazing. What's the length of the 146-300 then? BAE 146-300 length. 85.9 feet. What's that in my speak? — 31 meters long. Wow, it's the exact same length as a BAE 146-300. Did not think that. That's incredible. Whoever asked that, thanks for asking. That's a great shout, because yeah, now we found out it is actually the same length. There's Ibiza. Please don't come home with monkeypox. You can zoom in so much, get all that detail, and still have the whole aeroplane fitting in as well. Doc, yeah, so you can choose single class or two class. In the FMC again within the options here. Let me just change this. Oh, this is very different. I have to get used to the slight differences here. But this this MCP change may well throw me towards approach, so I've got to be careful of that. Used to the other one. Used to, is it Collins? Right, where were we? Options simulation, no. Not in here. HGS is your heads-up display, though I don't use one myself. There we go, cabin layout, two class or single class. So I've just gone for single class, to be honest myself. The Jurassic, no, I've got everything as usual. All of like toolbar pushback and all that sort of stuff on there. This is where you can load your states from as well. So everything that's in the 700, exactly the same in here. All your different options and things like that too. So you can just configure it to however you want it to be, which is really cool. Aviation is boss, it sounds a bit confusing. When I load my PMDG 737 in, it loads in with screens missing and glitched overhead panel. Where did you download it from, Aviation is boss? Okay, so that's the... Have a little look here to get myself familiar. So that's 30. There we go. So that's the different angle of bank rates. I think that makes a bit of sense. What they're doing in Toulouse, Meta, LFBO. Winds 320 degrees at 6 knots, variable between 240 degrees and 040 degrees, temperatures 30 degrees Celsius. Dew point plus 15 degrees Celsius and a QNH of 1021. So what we're expecting is via ASPET. The ASPET 6 Tango arrival for runway 32 left, 32 right. Let's have a look at it, try and sort this out. Yeah, ASPET 6 Tango, ILS 32 left. So on Navigraph, we can unpin these, we don't need them. We can go to our Toulouse charts. ASPET 6 Tango, there we go. So over the Pyrenees, with a fairly steep descent I think, because we expect to be at flight level 80 at Sullet, so that could be quite steep for us. And then from Sullet we are expecting 32 left. We'll pin both of those basically. So we've got indications there of a conventional approach via Sullet, although it doesn't really help too much. What this is telling us here is at Sullet we need to kind of backtrack on a hold and then come back in via Ogril, and then at Ogril we then break off 032 degrees, almost at Sullet, look, and then we turn right, descending down to 4,000 feet to then intercept the ILS into Toulouse. Or we could just self-vector ourselves from Sullet, but it depends on what altitude we're going to be able to achieve at that point in time as well. And it'll be interesting to see with this what flight detent will do once we deploy those speed brakes in the those spoilers of the wings, put them in flight detent through the descent for the steeper phase, see what we get from the performance of the aeroplane. But all intents and purposes we're going to end up at 10 DME, establishing on the ILS at about 3,000 feet there on the charts for a straight-in landing. Minimums of 697 feet on the barometric minimums altitude, and it's a 3-degree glide slope. There's a Toulouse VOR there that we can use. Threshold's about on a 4-mile fixed ring, roughly by the looks of it, almost a 5-mile fixed ring. So we'll do a 5-mile, we'll do a 10. No, we won't. We'll do something slightly different there. I'll tell you guys as we're doing it. Airport elevation's 499. So let's see about putting all that in. Generic pilot, good afternoon. Night Shadow, hello. Just purchased a new SSD for MSFS. I was wondering if you have any suggestion on folder setup, or should I just allow MSFS to set it all up? So I'd install the SIM nice and secure on whatever your fastest, most stable hard drive and things are. But beyond that, what I would then probably suggest is use something like Addon Linker and put everything else across. Andrew, that would be quite cool, wouldn't it, once it has proper shared cockpit ability. We've had some pretty awful experiences so far. Neil's back and the dirty bots have appeared. Nicely timed. Here's Jurassic. Got to work through reporting each of these to the YouTube safety team. Not that they do anything particularly effective, because otherwise they would stop it. That's 1-0. We're going to be doing that. Fixed rings from the threshold, because I often forget it. I shan't do that today. 3-2 left. Matter. Calculate. 3. Oh, versus both. Want to land off. Engine bleeds on. So it reckons we want flap 30, and we're going to get an approach speed of around 130 knots today. So it's about 6 to 10 knots slower than the 700. And it reckons we can stop quite nicely on auto brake 1 as well. Auto brake 2, auto brake 3, it's all green for us on the VATS airplane toolbox. Calculating that for us there. They are nice. Right, what were we doing? ASPET 6 Tango arrival. There's ASPET, that's the last one. Alright, that's 3-2 left. Sulit 1, Sulit 2. I can't remember the difference between 1 and 2, folks. What is it? Pete, hello, welcome. Good day to you. All Salim, fingers crossed. Sully 1, one's for a different type of aircraft, isn't it? One's for one sort of category of aircraft and the other's for another category of aircraft, I think, but I can't remember which one's which. This always confuses me. But one of you guys I know helped me before, so I'm hoping you're in the chat today and you can pop the answer in. I'm guessing it's going to be the RNAV initial approach is going to be Sulit 1, right? Because that's how it's listed. But it doesn't tell me which one it is. If it's Bravo Oscar 602 after that, then I know that'd be correct. Let's just see what it does. I can't see it on the charts. I've even turned my head sideways and everything. Neil, thank you, buddy. Briefing strip information notes the final approach chart, so that doesn't help me either. Because I'm... Right, I'm just gonna... Let's execute that, we'll just see what it gives us in the legs page.
Delta, Hotel Alpha, Delta Alpha Hotel, batting cockpit 1044, batting cockpit for speedbird 6981 Juliet.
Yeah, go ahead for Algerie 1044. Select AF 016.
I just thought to tell you that I'm batting cockpit, because remember I asked you that I'm going to leave cockpit for 15 minutes?
Ah, AFM, thanks. So I don't think that's the one we want. Where's the conventional approach here? I think that's going to be the arc, isn't it? So let's look at plan mode here. In fact, I think Doc's saying the same thing. Yeah. That's more the conventional approach, Sulit 1. Navigraph's got it listed, I think, the other way around. Gav tried both and neither looked right. Good, good to know. Fantastic. All right, we'll just stick with this one. It doesn't look too dissimilar, actually, to be totally honest. Sulit 085. That's going to be the nice tail, actually. Sulit 091 track. Right, yeah, so that's the conventional approach. That's fine, we shall use that. Why not? Slightly more old school. I like it. Hopefully Sasha's doing over Mach decimal 7.8. Migs, cheers buddy. Generic pilot's loving the 600, doing some SAS ops, flying Gothenburg to Stockholm, then the turnaround to Malmo. How are you finding Stockholm's Arlanda, by the way, generic pilot? Because I know there's a lot of problems with a big rift in the runway.
Just got a quick question for someone. What runway are we landing on?
ILS 32 left.
And what SID are you using, just to confirm?
ASPET 6 Tango arrival. Loose.
ASPET 6 Tango arrival. And what is your VIA?
Via Sulit.
Philip, can you put it in chat for me, please? 40, thank you very much for your help.
Yeah, if you're in our Discord server, you should have it in the live streams area. You should see it in there, the whole thread, the stars and everything else.
So I don't have Discord, could you just put it in the chat?
Yep. Here they come again. We're going to get lots of it, sadly. It's a plague on YouTube at the moment. They are not able to tackle it properly. Trying to fly a plane here, bots. Jurassic's trying to land one. Oh, looks like we've got centre online. We've got ATC potentially. Oh, have a good one. Generic saying you can only use 01 left and 019 right in Arlanda, but Marcus Nyberg's working on it. Good stuff. I'd like Gaia to fix it, to be honest. They created the scenery, which was beautiful as well. It was a really good bit of scenery. We need to do a little fuel check at this next waypoint, RES, in 4.7 miles. LFBO, no, this is the one, dark to LFBO. Where is it here? Subsuru, Ibiza, Pama, Marta, Ebrox, Reyes. 3.8 tons. Okay, so we're on the money here. You have to be careful of this fuel burn, actually. The fact we're at flight level 360, that extra bit of climb that we did, it's actually cost us a bit more fuel than we otherwise would have liked to have used. So we've passed Reyes now. We're literally on this the exact figure for fuel that we were hoping to be on, for this to be our fuel calculations to be correct. So we've got to be careful. Top of descent in 40 miles. We haven't got any ATC because it's Montpellier, or Marseille centre, isn't it? Not Bordeaux centre that I'm thinking of. MPS Gaming, yeah, I tried that earlier, buddy, but I still had a rift across the runway. Oh, generic pilot, very nice. That sounds pretty cool. Okay, so now we're going to actually have to go to speed intervention mode here. Because we are apparently right on top of Sasha. There he is. We've overtaken him. Overtake complete. Technically, rules of the air state that I now have right of way because I'm above. Indeed, Doc. Yes. Although I've left everything on automated, so I'm not. I think he's changing his speed potentially. Not quite sure, to be honest. I changed to Mach 80 earlier on, and it seemed to be that he kept about 6 miles ahead. So I then reduced the speed. Why is it Mach 8.1? He's now accelerated to Mach 8.1. This is going to become problematic, I think. We're at top of descent in about 20 miles, so that's really bad timing. He's kind of trying to get ahead of us, even though I've overtaken him. Doesn't work properly that way. Right, to the checklists. Destination weather obtained. Final check of the VETAR. Winds 2908. Variable between 230 and 330. Temperatures 29 degrees Celsius. And 1021. Exactly, Docs. Basically, I've gone to Mach 80, so he's gone to Mach 8.1 to try and get back in front. Not ideal. It's not how it works usually. It's actually going to cause us problems on arrival now because we're at top of descent. Landing altitude has been checked. Arrival data is now also set, and the radios need to be set too. So we want Toulouse 1171. Pop that on, 1093. And reset MCP altitude. We want to go down to 4. Weird having the older panel here. Let's just do something really quite drastic here to try and get him away from us, because it's going to just be so problematic otherwise. 4,000, we'll end up in the hold. That's probably not a bad thing, but it depends on what people are doing behind us as well. That's the thing, everything has an impact. Everything has an impact. Right, what else? 112 TOA, that's not what we want there. 1093. Retard, VNAV speed. Hoping we can see him shoot away. There we go, look. That's quite a drastic change there. So we might need to do a bit of self-vectoring on our next bit here to try and get decent separation from him. Yes, Jurassic, that's the one. Right. Into descent now, so lock ILS frequency of course need to be set. What have we got here? On the Navigraph charts, I've got too many tabs open. Final approach, 322 degrees. Oh, that's good, that's almost the same. 322, done. Got to set course for nav 2 as well. 322, they match. And we want those fixed rings, don't we? Runway 32 left. We'll do 6 miles and 10 miles, like so. Get those fixed rings in. Oh, there he is. Okay, well, this is really screwing us up. Really screwing us up. So how can we solve this? Who have we got behind us? He's behind Speedbird 891 Juliet. He's passing Rebel at the moment. So I can't do a hold because by the time we complete the hold, everyone flying behind us will have now bunched up as well, so that will cause them further problems. So what we're probably going to have to do is do a bit of self-vectoring to try and get it a bit wider and get it all working out somehow for us. I hope, he says, who knows. Let's go to dot aircraft. 4 miles separation at the moment with Speedbird 891 Juliet, so as long as that stays the same, I can just about make this work, and it'll be tight for approach. He's just flying it differently, Jurassic, than what he probably should. Might do a reverse idle actually as well, but I kind of want to hear the reversers fire up. Taxi charts, airport charts, 32 left. Okay, well actually we've got quite far to go to Mike 8 to vacate, so we might have to vacate on the Airbus side and then cross. So order brake 1, and it probably will be a reverse idle touchdown then, but who knows, we'll play it by ear. I kind of want to hear the reversing noises too. That 30 in the landing elevation needs to be 500, that's fine, it is. Well, we were going the same speed about max 7.6 at the very start, then I've wound the speed up, noticed we weren't, I think he's then speed matched again, so then I've slowed down, and then he's slowed down, I've ended up overtaking him, it's just become a bit messy. What else is next? Because he's really distracting me now. Sasha, you need to just let me fly the plane for a few minutes here, because all these DMs on B-Pilot are distracting me. Warning recall. Altimeter is set 1021. We need to put our minimums in as well. They are 697. Yes, Dirty 2. That's the one that was doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Basically not playing by the rules. That's good. Quarter brake set. Approach missed approach has been briefed. Minimums are set now as well, and we're just going to wait for transition altitude, which I think needs to be reset here because what is our transition altitude? I've got this as well. This is what happens when things get distracting. To forget all sorts of stuff. Thankfully, the aeroplane can handle it. I'm going to go for transition level flight level 70, I think. H1021. Let's use that. Okay, we'll put 70. 1021. Nice deviation there of 11 degrees. That's fine. Drag required after Delta 152 Romeo, which is that one there, just prior to actually establishing them by the looks of it. BUYAH 1 is going to be active on Toulouse 1177. Let's just check that frequency. That's why it's not working. 1177. There we go. So the missed approach for this, 63 miles to run. We've got to initially fly runway heading of 322 degrees to the Toulouse VOR, before then heading outbound 303 degrees to 10 DME. From there, turning 250 degrees, and then flying an 18 DME arc around the Toulouse VOR back to Sulit. So nice and easy. Fairly easy, up to 5,000. Flight Fury, Ahmed, love it. Love a bit of Flight Fury. Let's see what it looks like now with the mountains, the Pyrenees around us. Look at that, folks. Rugged terrain below. These stumpy little wing fence free wings as well for us to enjoy. Look at the bounce on the wing flex there as well. Epic. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And we go to a quick wing view here. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Jeff, hello buddy. That is spectacular. Couple more screenshots now. On Volanta. It's incredible, isn't it, Ahmed? I'd love to know what this looks like now with real current photogrammetry or satellite data added in, because obviously we've had an insane heatwave this year. It's been a bit of an El Nino year in a way. You need a bit of drag now. Wrong button. That one. Flight detent. See what happens here. Wee, look at that. Oh, probably the A319, I think, would probably be the equivalent, to be honest. I think 15,000. There's the missed approach, that blue line. So we could go back into LNAV from that point. Then we're ready for this, folks. Oh, A318, that's a great shout, actually. Ashley, yes, I'll probably go with that. So expect Sulit at flight level 80, it says. Where does it want us here, actually? So Sulit flight level 072, so it's not too far below. In fact, yeah, that's not too far below that, to be honest. Estimated landing weights, we're looking at 51.8 tons. That's given us a V speed, an approach speed of only 124 knots. So Yeah, that's incredible. Flat 30. So 129 for approach. And that's now in the box there as well. Happy days. We are below the path. Somewhat. So a bit more spoilers, help the aeroplane out. Look at that. Caught the VNAV wonderfully there. Toulouse traffic, Algerie 1044, 737-600 inbound with a QNH 1021, descending flight level 110 for 4000 inbound via Sulit for the ILS approach, runway 32 left. We'll report Sulit, Toulouse traffic. Night Shadow, it's mad, isn't it? It's very low. Through 10, so we've got to watch the deceleration now. Landing lights can go on. Let's put the logo light on as well, why not? Hello Grayson, hello. Amanda Shadow, welcome back. Almost the end of leg 1 of 2 today.
Zero 632 at Charlotte, Sierra Uniform Lima India Tango, inbound in Sierra Uniform Lima
4000
India
max 2
Tango at 5,000 feet and searching 32
1093. That's good. Change that. Jerry, good afternoon. Welcome. Joining us on stream today. If you are new, folks, it's great to have you here with us today. Hope you're enjoying the 737-600 release day stream. Sounds like he's managed to get some decent separation here for us. This wonderful French countryside now around us as we make our way into Toulouse. Flightbeam Studios Toulouse scenery, which you can get via Contrail. And it's an awesome bit of scenery. I can very much recommend it. It's wonderful. Where are we at the moment? Oh, I forgot to point out the tiny country of Andorra that we flew past. Jurassic.
Fever 632 is going 250 knots, 250 knots for below 10,000 feet.
Probably say they've kind of taken a lot of the good things from Fenix and put it into the Flabawar A32NX. It's quite cool. So passing Sulit now. I think that the way Flabawar is going at the moment, it's getting more and more difficult to distinguish the difference between the two. So you're kind of now beginning to get a fly-by-wire level, sorry, a Fenix level of aircraft with Flabawar A320neo. Therefore, you've got the best of both worlds. You're interested to see what this VNAV does now. It's got 10 miles. 3,000. Got a heading select mode now. I'm gonna go to speed mode as well. Let's go to 220. Oh, let's go to 200 knots actually. Let's go bring spoilers out as well while we're here. Vertical speed. Pre-transition, let's go local pressure. Police traffic at Algerie 1044 is past Solid and descending to 6,000 for 3,000 feet for the ILS 32 left. Will report established with distance to loose traffic. So, bit of a conventional approach. I'm actually going to take us a little wider here as well. I'm going to set speed to the up speed as well. We're almost at the decel point.
And Stever 632 is fully established on the ILS 32 left and on a 10.2 miles for Stever 632.
This little kink here, Delta 152 Romeo, actually going to take us a little bit wider here. Question is, if we go past decel, there we go, I think it's recognised that now. Let's flick this across 1093, we want the ILS information, there's the lateral guidance, vertical guidance isn't there at the moment, that's fine though. And 322, 352 for the intercept. .900. Just doing a bit of self-vectoring here. It's going to give us separation with the BA flight in front of us. 1,000 above. Speed's coming off now as well. So we're going to come out of speed intervention mode. Because we passed decel, it should go to the up speed. Let's just leave it on speed mode. Turn in. 352. There's the glide slope, we're below it. Happy days. Just set flap 5 now. Speed 180. Arm approach mode. Lateral guidance is moving, it's alive. And we're working to establish. Flaps 1 is set. And we want to make sure we get rid of the spoilers and we get them to armed. Where's my checklists? Approach mode is now active. Go CMDB as well. Flaps 10. Set 322. And we're going to wind this to 5,000 now as well. Loose traffic at Algerie 1044 is established, 12 miles ILS 32 left. Loose traffic.
Loose traffic off 3430, runway 34 left located at Mike 8, crossing runway 32 right.
160 till 4.
And Stever 632, thank you very much, and on a 2-mile final for 32 left.
David, hello, welcome.
Let you know when I am.
Jan, they certainly are, yes. Whoa, look at that. I don't want to be out here too long because we're going to get caught out with the glide slope going alive. Should be any second, actually. Speed's coming down nicely. 129 for approach speed, folks. First landing in the 737-600. There's the glide slope. 10 miles. Just go gear down now. Get a bit of drag on the airframe. Even that sounds a little bit louder. Nice. Flap 15. Ignition modes to continuous. We'll put the runway turn off lights on as well, forgot that. That's all good. And finally, thing for the crew. Landing gears confirmed down. And we're going to set flaps for landing as well. 129. And on the glide. Where are we going? There we go, that's what we want to see. Flap 30. We're established, folks, in the dinky 737-600. Yeah, wing flex. Pretty cool.
981 Juliet is vacated off runway 32 left.
Let's just monitor stuff here. And as usual, we're flying from about 1,000 feet. 6 miles to the threshold. Nice bit of depressurization. Okay. Happy days. Make sure our view is reset as we need it. 129, we've got 5 knots above. About 50% on the throttle. My throttles. My aeroplane. Little bit variable wind, you can see it on the nav display flicking around between sort of a headwind to a crosswind of 10 knots or 8 knots or so on average. So just letting that speed be a little bit higher than perhaps I want it, but it is very variable. You can see on the nav display here, if I just zoom in slightly, you can see it a bit better. Variable between about 310 degrees, flicking around all over the place. So it's making it quite excitable actually. Just reset the view now because I want to fly the approach as best as I can. Power reduces the rate of descent, folks. Airbus factory on the left, and the terminal that we're parking at on the right hand side. Lost the glide slope a little there. But we're fine, we're flying a visual approach effectively at this point.
Minimums.
Looking to the end.
30, 20, 10.
Hold the flare. God, it handles wonderfully. And we're going to go reverse idle. How's that, folks? Watching our speed. Watching our position relative to Mach 8 as well. That's what we need to try and see. Where is it coming up now? Speed's now below 65. Happy days. And we're going to go to manual brakes. Oh, that's perfect. Come off the reversers. That was really close, Grayson, yes. little bit harsh on the brakes there, my mistake. We'll keep rolling, got to go for the runway. Vacating at Mike 8. Toulouse traffic at Algerie 1044 is vacated runway 32 right at Mike 8 and crossing runway 32 right. Bring the flaps in, let's get rid of the spoilers. Quick look right, we'll keep the strobes on for now. I'll put the landing lights off.
Algerie 1040 on final runway 3 to left.
Put that on. What stand, Mike 8 for the vacate dock, but what stand were we going to be parking at? Runway 32 right is also vacated, Toulouse traffic. Absolute Kerry Gold pit, love it. Fantastic. Put that back onto standby. Leave that running. Watching for the APU. I've had a couple of stonkers for real landings, MPS gaming. Change them across. Got about a minute or so before we actually bleed the APU. What gate was it? What gate was it? Ian, hello buddy. Get U42. Where is that? U42. Our Tango 65. Which is this? This one? I think it is. Tango 65 onto Tango 81, which is here. We can bleed the APU now. And I'll also pop that off. Clear the master caution, it's for the air conditioning system. 42 clear. Ooh, it's a tight one. I'll have to take V10. Oh, 42 is taken. Take Victor 10. Taxi lights off. Night Shadow, there is a second flight, yes. We're going to head back to Algiers. I think we've got a VOR approach for the return, actually, which will be interesting. Remember, as we were saying at the beginning today, for the park brake, you've got to press the pedal fully. There we go. Then you can turn the park brake on, like so. Then everything else is on, so we can just put the fuel control run levers to off. Anti-collision lights off. Put the isolation valve open. That's on automatic. Right, where were we? What were we about to do? That's it. FMC options. So, menu, FS actions, ground surfaces, wheel chocks sets, doors, air stairs extend, entry door forward. You can open that. Ex-Captain, hello to you, welcome. Yeah, here we are, folks. Welcome to Toulouse. Flightbeam Studios created the scenery, it's pretty remarkable.
3 to left vacated via Mike 8.
And there's our 737-700 behind it. By the way, Tapsi is at work creating a 737-600 channel livery for us, and we're going to go kind of a little bit more like the BA 146, that retro kind of feel to it. We're going to go for that kind of theme, I think, which is very exciting. It's going to look wonderful. Okay, LFBO to DAAG now. Departing 32 right, expecting arrival on runway 05. Flight level 330. One 45, PUMAL 5 Bravo, departure 32 right. Departure, that's set, generate the flight. Jackery, yes, going to Boeing, going to Toulouse in a Boeing. I'm sure they're really pleased. You can see a beluga in the distance there. Hopefully that's pretty cool. Yeah, not too sad about that actually, folks. Yeah, minus 80 foot per minute for our touchdown for the first time in the 737-600, and actually the roll mode, the way it flares, just feels really good. You can set the flare and just hold it there wonderfully. And you saw how variable that wind was, and actually it was really quite fun to control during that final approach. Reflight the file on VATSIM, make sure we've got it all set up correctly. 330. There's another 737-600. Algerie is as busiest it's ever been. This is when you know they've created a great product. When you look at every aeroplane around us at the moment, and it is all 737s. Minus the Airbus factory on the other side. Pretty fantastic, isn't it? That's V-Pilot done. The VATSIM. Yeah, the engines are the exact same, but because obviously the aircraft is a bit smaller, it's got this, it's almost like an optical illusion. Similar to that forum post where PMDG shared a preview image of the 800. That looked like an optical illusion as well. It looked weird. It looked super long. So let's go index, ident, POS in it. Let's just LFBO. Toulouse, baby. Victor 10. Route, flight plan request. Oops. I always do that every time. LFBO to DAAG, 428 nautical miles. Abassi, fantastic. Hope you're enjoying the flight. Thanks for flying along. So route this time, instead of flying over Ibiza, we're off to overhead Palma de Mallorca this time. We're going to hopefully empty the lavatories over the Love Island Villa. We can switch this across to the Toulouse VOR as well, why not? Let's activate that. There's VOR switching there. Execute. DAAG 1045. And then we need to load up the aircraft. So you can do it slow time, or you can go FS actions, fuel, 6461. We get that uplift fuel straight away, and the payload, we could do a bit of careful balancing of the aircraft's payload, passengers, etc. 111 passengers, so a few more this time. Cargo 2.8 should be roughly the same. Zero fuel weight 49.6, so we need to add a bit of cargo. like so. Go 1750, it's probably going to give us point. Yeah. That's right on the cusp. Lovely stuff. We've turned service-based maintenance on here again as well, so the more we fly it, the more the parts wear out. We've got to be careful of that. Perf init request, let's bring in the data. And while that's just loading, I'm just refreshing things like Volanta and also Navigraph and FlyLife Studio, which I'm surprised is still working. Dusty 2, do you like that then? Not, are you a fan of Love Island? Robert, yes. In fact, you know what? While we're here, let me show you. I've updated the checklist. Thank you for asking. Actually, make sure it loads up properly. No, that's Navigraph. All right, let me just sort this out here. There we go. So I've changed it. I've updated it so that it is more relating to all the aircraft variants. So at the very top here, I've changed it to the Boeing 737NG checklist, normal procedure for the 600, 700 and 800. I've tweaked it, and I've also added a couple of other bits as well, like, where is it? Let me find it. Warning recall check. Hopefully you find that useful. It's same place as it was before. It's basically been updated, so you're free to download it. And I've always got the quick reference handbook on standby should something go wrong for us at any point during the flight today. We can react. Thanks for asking, Robert. Appreciate that. Good question. Maybe we could do a spin-off show then. Sid, PUMAL 5. Where is the PUMAL 5? PUMAL 5 Alpha, there we go. Oh, this is a cool departure. So we take off up to Toulouse VOR, and then we turn a teardrop procedure, basically turn right back on ourselves, head outbound to the Toulouse NDB of 423, above 6,000 feet. We've got to intercept. Oh no, that's a different procedure, ignore that one. PUMAL 5, yeah, 5 Bravo. That's what we want. Initial climb to 70, transition at 5. So this is the Navigraph departure. And I'm just going to put in some of the data relating to that into here. So things like transition altitude of 5,000 feet. Cruise winds 268 at 12. And our cruise of flight level 330. And then we've got to calculate our additional performance now. So back to my VAS airplane toolbox, and basically what I'm doing at the moment is I'm pulling in the new SimBrief data into this system, which is free to download, ironically, via the X-Plane forum. So if you want a really good performance calculator for most aircraft, thanks to Doc actually for letting me know, VAS airplane toolbox. It's on the X-Plane forum. Sign up for free and just download it and enjoy it. It's really useful. Meta, flap 5, optimal thrust, calculate. It wants to say D-rated takeoff of takeoff 2 now. And no cell temp, so takeoff 2. We'll do climb 1 this time to see how quickly it forms in climb 1's profile. About there. Have a click for good luck. And then departure. So 3-2 right. Jeez, don't want to do a fist 5B departure. Puma 5 Bravo. There we go. No transitions. Hit execute. Legs. Toulouse. NDB for Toulouse. Gold over above PUMAL. At or above flight level 120, climbing away. So let's just set, initially 7,000 wasn't it? And then we want to make sure we've got the runway heading set, which was 322 degrees, already set. We need our V-speeds. M1 limits there. Takeoff page. Let's put the runway winds in first. LFBO. 300 degrees at 7 is the median. And it's dry. There we go, for our V-speeds, 121, rotate 122, V2 129, which is the same of our approach speed, plus 10, V2 plus 10, 139. Need to pop the flight directors off. Change the cruise pressure panel to 3.3. And landing altitude in Algiers is 100 feet, so we can make sure that is set nicely as well. That's all looking good. That's all pretty much looking like it's set as well. Let's pop the flight directors on. We need to reconnect to VATSIM with our new call sign, which is 1045. Still 1228. We need that Toulouse NDB tuned in as well. I'll just quickly catch up on the live chat here. And we need to do the wind stuff as well, as Doc's mentioned. So where is it? Winds request. Jan, yes, it's on brishavgeek.com/PMDG-737. GENIO pilot absolutely does climb like a rocket. It's really, really good. Great fun. I'm actually going to bring the descent winds forecast in now, I think, because I will forget otherwise. And we're going to go for... I'm going to call it 6,000 for the transition. Drastic, almost. Pedro, welcome. Jason, the flight around about 1 hour 15 or so estimated. What do we want here? So we're going to call it 6,000, wasn't I? That'll do us. I'll do the rest after. That's set. Where's that Toulouse VOR? 423 on the MDB. So.
To traffic, Algiers 1033 is on the 50
miles,
that. 32 right.
And we're going to go 1177 into VOR2 this time. Transfer that across. And it wanted us 322, 142.
Toulouse traffic, Osprey 430, stand uniform 41, pushback and starter. Facing to the...
Just for an outbound course away from the airport when we do fly that teardrop procedure back away from us. We're going to be out above 6,000 there, that's fine. Initial climb to flight level 70, which we have got set. Heading set, max set, courses are set as required. We are doing a return leg 32 indeed, buddy. Let me get rid of the... it's really distracting for the person there in the Osprey, so I've got the doors and everything open and it replicates it on all the models.
Air Algiers, traffic.
Near David.
Toulouse traffic Algiers 1033 is on the 10-mile final with 32 right. Toulouse.
We've got one on short final by the sounds of it. There's an SAS over there as well. What's the bet there in a 737-600?
Start from Echo 50.
There's one on short final. Got loads of flying along today. It's fantastic. Allow some to just catch up a little bit here. This is the last one inbound for our pack, I think. Wasn't me, was it? Filing the wrong call sign there. It's Algerie 737-700, I think, or an 800. Actually, it'll be AIG matching as an 800, I think, in this instance. There goes the woofer. This is the Airbus factory, obviously, that we can hear. Let me just go and sort the dog out. Well, that's a first. It was somebody offering to healing and preaching or something. I don't know. Something about touching my forehead and making all my pains and everything go away. As if I'll fall for that. Oh dear, the things people pay for. Oh, there is another aircraft on short final. Alright, well, let's leave the camera there for a second and we'll just finish our prep on board ourselves. We can pop the anti-collision lights on now. We're going to click manual pushback, spawn a tug. Oh, it won't spawn a tug. That's fine. Yeah, cabin crew is a dog today. Jurassic, no. I think I just looked at them and said, definitely not, thank you, and shut the door. Healing and preaching something. Something, God. Nonsense, anyway, basically. There we go, bit of a funky push for toolbar pushback to achieve. I'm sure it can do it. Not that we have a an actual tug here that we can use, but it is what it is. FS actions, ground services, chocks are set at the moment, parking brake is on, so your chocks removed. And shall we get the sounds from the outside, folks? Sounds like pushback's already ready. Jolly good. Oh, Neil, sorry. There we go. Are we doing it? Ay ay ay. Toolbar pushback. I do hope one day they sort this out. There we go. Alright, fine. Let's just get rid of this. We don't want that then for this remainder. Let's go to this. Pushback off. And we're going to have to do this pushback instead, aren't we? Which I always struggle with. So you guys might need to make sure I get this right. Thank you.
Toulouse traffic or Algiers 490 will be taxiing to runway 32 right, Tango 15.
Standard L. Turn nose right 90 degrees.
Papa.
Let's do that. Toulouse traffic at Algerie 1045, 737-600, stand Victor 10, QNH 1021, push and start in the cul-de-sac. Toulouse traffic.
Cockpit to ground.
With Robert's voice.
We've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the tail to our left.
Yes, we do.
Roger that. Ready for pushback, tail to the left. Release brake, please.
As Bieber 632, QNH 1021, pushing back.
Flaps on. Backs off. 1 and 2. Isolation valve open. AP bleeds on. Reset fans automatic. We've definitely forgot to turn those off. Whoopsie. Oh well.
Brakes released. Here we go.
So ignition mode ground. Bring that page up here. Listen to some of these sounds. Second stage compressor. Add the fuel. This is going to be tight. I'm happy to just get whatever it ends up as. As good as we're going to get. That's fine by me. That's off, so engine 1.
Parking brake set.
Neil, absolutely. Adam, around about an hour and 15.
Toulouse traffic.
Ian, no worries, buddy.
Algiers
Gav, no worries.
97.
Hope you get better soon, Gav. Gav's got COVID, by the way, folks. He's not feeling the best. Where are we at? So that's pretty much started. They're looking good. We'll make sure they're nice and stable first.
Toulouse traffic, Osprey 430 is lining up and taking off runway 32 right, speed 5 Bravo departure.
There's 1 and 2 on, and we're going to check. Engine start mode switches to continuous. Probe heats on, wing anti-ice as required, bleeds on, and both the 1 and 2 are on. Packs set to automatic. Isolation valve onto automatic, recirc fan is on auto as well. APU bleed off, there goes the dual feed warning, and APU can go off. Flaps as required, flap 5, I think. Bob, hello to you. Then the 737-600 looks really nice. It sure does, doesn't it? Control surface check. One thing I want to do is just check here with the parking brake set. Look at the horizontal stabilizer. wiggle around. I love that feature. That. Wobbling away. Don't want to burn too much fuel, do we? Yeah, well, no worries, buddy. Those wings with the flaps deployed at the front there, looking pretty spectacular.
Toulouse traffic, Algiers 490, lining up.
Elevator trim set, flight controls full free, engine instruments checked. We've done those. Let's clear the screens. LNAV, VNAV, auto throttle arm, warnings recall. Taxi lights can go on with auto brake set to RTO, and taxi charts. Toulouse traffic at Algerie 10:45 is taxiing to 4.32 right via Tango 65 and Papa. A hold at November 1. Toulouse traffic. Back on the orange line. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to put that onto just TA for now. I'm going to bring this to 5 because we want to see what we're doing for that teardrop procedure after takeoff. I heard somebody go past there with the old thing on it.
And Speedbird 632 is taxiing
Bob,
to
not
runway
sure.
32 right via Papa 20 and continue Papa 20 and then holding short of 232 right for Speedbird 632.
Zero, hello, welcome. It certainly does, yeah, really good, thank you. Feeling about 80% recovered now from my illness over the last couple of days, which I'm quite happy about. Member for 15 months now as well, Gold Freak Flask, Thera. Really appreciate all the ongoing support, thank you very much. Yeah, it's like a bit of a Tonka toy. There goes David, Rocket Man, Elton John blaring in the flight deck there. Jurassic, absolutely. The British Airways aircraft that's on Tango 40 said that you were taxiing. Are you taxiing or are you holding short?
I'm taxiing, but I'm waiting for you to go past.
Right, Roger. I'll be about 30 seconds to go past then.
Roger, don't worry about that. Take your time.
Thera, no cargo version for this. I'll idle the throttles a second because I'm noticing a slight difference here in the M1s for engines 1 and 2. Slightly higher idle on the engine 1, I think. No, it's equalled out, good stuff. Might be just my throttle use instead. Being pretty rough. Badger, nice stuff. You in the 600 as well, Badger?
Toulouse traffic, Algiers 1927, taxiing to runway 32 right via Papa November 1, hold short on 32 right.
Toulouse traffic, Gonna move in 805, taxiing 32 right, Tango, Papa, November 1.
Every time I taxi on drone camera, I end up with my view going all over the place. Tactical. Try to get back on that yellow line. Lim, did not know that. Okay, so November 2's the next one. We're not going to use that. We'll use the whole runway, just because. And on the charts, what have we got here? Engine start. We've done those. Fuel flow. Reset rate. These speeds are all checked. We've got a rogue truck. It's from the Airbus factory. He's seen all the Boeings and he's lost his mind. And he's going the same way. We're just going to have to drive through him, I think. Airspeed, nav data and radios are all checked and set, except for this. Click. I want to make sure that's set. Actually, have I tuned that correctly as well? 4, 2, 3. 4, 2, 3. Yeah, Doc, very true.
Toulouse traffic at 930, Toulouse taxiing runway 32 right via Tango 40 and Papa for November 132 right.
There's a couple of late touchdowns, so I'm kind of using November 1 to give them a chance to kind of catch up with us, because they could depart November 2. It saves a couple of minutes then in their turnaround, so they don't have to rush too much. That's John Airbus in that truck, founder of Airbus. Back to the checks. Takeoff. Check time. Position strobe steady. Taxi lights off. Runway turn off lights on. Landing lights on. Down here. TA. Traffic is set. TCAS mode is active. Runway 32 right is confirmed. Police traffic Algerie 1045 is lining up runway 32 right, taking off PUMAL 5 Bravo departure to Toulouse traffic. Okay, let's just keep the momentum on the aircraft so it's a little bit more efficient.
For 232 right.
At 40%. Be stable, Toga. Doors gone. It's fine. That's a little bug that PMDG are aware of. 80 knots already. Zoom, zoom.
Lining up for 32 right. We're lining up for 32 right for speed 632.
V1. Rotate. A little bit of a crosswind. Sort out. Follow the flight directors. Gear up.
Lining up for 32 right. Lining up for 32 right.
Said it twice, Sasha. God, it climbs 4,000 foot per minute. Look at that. CMDA engage. Hammer on the LNAV and the VNAV. 4,000 foot per minute. An absolute rocket. Counting up to 2 minutes, folks. See if he waits 2 minutes for us. Should do. Rotate at the touchdown threshold. It's incredible, isn't it? Such a fun aeroplane to fly. This is great. Lolo, where can you find which liveries this includes? So we went through it a little earlier on. Let me find it again in the list.
Toulouse traffic Algerie 1041, pushing back from gate uniform 22.
So all the liveries include Aeroflyer. Where's our flap traction speeds? There we go. Let's just focus on the departure first. Runway turn off lights on. Gear is already up. Water brake off. ignition modes onto off. Cabin won't pressurise just yet. And you're up to 3-3, why not? There we go. Get some French countryside views as we leave Toulouse. Okay, so this is where we're at. Aeroflyer, Air Algerie, which is the livery we're in today, Air China, Air Europa, a fictional Air Malta livery, Austrian Airlines, Boeing's demonstrator livery, China Southwest, E-Star, Fly Globespan, Janet, Lauda Air, Malev, Midwest, SAS Brathens, SAS, a fictional Southwest liveries, Tunis Air, there's 2 liveries available for that, and WestJet, so 20 liveries included, folks.
And Viva 632 taking off from Toulouse.
Which is pretty incredible. The $34.99. How high we are already beyond Toulouse. 8,000 feet in climbing. Madness. Absolutely fantastic. The climb for it's just this is climb profile 1, folks. This is just fantastic. So climb profile 2 was what we departed Algiers with. It was a little bit similar to the 737-700, but a little bit more sporty. This one, climb profile 1, is just like a rocket ship. 10,000 feet already, and we are just flying the outbound part of the teardrop. Landing lights off, and we're going to check cabin pressure. It is pressurising normally. Put that back to automatic. They'll get a chime in the cabin. Oh, Sasha, that's not good. So level at 10,000 as we accelerate now, up to our climb speed, probably about 290 knots again. There is the Airbus factory below. That wing flex as well, bouncing around. I don't. This is. There was a lot of people that weren't sure whether or not they would like this aeroplane when it was released, but this is just really cool. Jurassic saying really sceptical to begin with. They've really turned it around for his opinion.
Taking off runway 32 left or right.
Lola, you're most welcome. Poseidon's asking if they integrated SimBrief just yet. No, they haven't at the moment. If you go onto the PMDG forums, you'll see some updates from the PMDG team, basically speaking about how they are continuing to advance their EFB that they're going to be bringing to the aircraft at some point in the future.
Toulouse traffic, Scandinavian.
One thing that you'll probably have to consider is whether or not you've got a Navigraph subscription or not, because then you'll be able to use the chart functionality within the EFB, but SimBrief integration will be part of the EFB when it does arrive in the near future. How much space is the download, Lolo's asking, for the 737-600? You know what? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure. If I was to guess, it'd be like 10 gig or something. I'm not sure. Somebody in the chat might know the exact answer there. Over 100 likes today, folks, as well. Thank you very much. Great to have all of you with us. 128 watching at the moment. Make sure you hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you've not done so yet, it'll be great to have you choose to become a subscriber. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our live streams as well. 737 ops in the 600, the 700, and all the rest of it too. Don't forget, if you've not done so already, give us a little tickle with a like as well. Give us a little thumbs up today. Classical sheet music, hello, welcome. Yeah, Jurassic, absolutely. It's a lot more immersive. But it's got a pseudo SimBrief integration. It's similar to the 700, where you can put the data in with a flight plan file and a .wx file to pull a load of all of your data in, which is what we did on the turnaround. For those of you who were watching at the time, we put in the route string, the name, which was LFBO DAAG, and it recognised the .flight plan file that we downloaded from SimBrief and put into the PMDG folders, and it loaded the entire route string for us. At that point, the request company route thing should be quite similar to what we already enjoy from BUYAH and all that sort of stuff. Generic pilot, no worries, buddy. Have a good one. 21,000 feet already, yikes. Where are we at? Goldo at the moment, and we've got 5.4 tons of fuel. Okay, that's good, because it says we should have 5.4 there as well, and we do. So fuel's looking bang on the money at the moment, which is good, because you're doing this slightly sportier climb, so it's a little bit worrying sometimes. You've got to make sure that you're on top of the game. And at the star here, the SID, sorry, said that we had to be at reboot at or above flight level 120, and look at that, we're at flight level 230 and climbing at 2,300 foot per minute still, at 290 knots. This thing is a spaceship, it's brilliant. Dirty 2, brilliant. We are, if it helps, if you wanted to fly along and join the mayhem, bring up Volanta here. We're actually going to be flying over Barcelona, if that helps. You could do a Barcelona to Algiers, perhaps, something like that, or even Palma to Algiers for a very short hop. Oh, adding the screenshots. Skirting controlled airspace at the moment too. Suvamo, a few people saying the same thing, but I actually quite like this being released first. I think it's given us a bit more to enjoy and a taste for what to expect as well, or what to look forward to. This is $34.99. It's the 800 is nowhere. It's not going to be priced anywhere near this. There's no way in hell it'll ever be priced similar. So on that basis, I think, yeah, we're in for a real treat. And the LNAV so far has just been remarkable. The new LNAV V2 that PMDG have modelled in and rendered, put into the aircraft, coded in, worked brilliantly so far. Are we flying over Andorra? No, we almost will be. That's Rebu now, isn't it? So there's a tiny little country. I think that little pocket there, that is one of the world's smallest countries. I think that is Andorra. It doesn't even have its own airport. That's what I wanted to spot on the way out, on the way in. 27,000 feet and climbing still at 1,800 foot per minute. What gin are you drinking, Dirty 2? I've got some really nice Hendrix I got for my birthday from the missus. We're all looking forward to that. First day actually, for a little while I'm going to be able to have a little bit of a drinky poo, but I'm at work tomorrow, so you reminded me, I need to unreport sick. I should do that now. I was like, you know what, for a week I've not been so ill for such a long time. Ah, no worries. Tanqueray Seville Orange. Very bush. Very nice. Tell him, same as Gibraltar, which is small, but why is Gibraltar British while it's located in Spanish soil? So, it's British. It's a British country. It's a British, yeah, British country. Gibraltar's a country in itself, I think. Really, it's probably how it could be classified. But it's attached to the same piece of land that Spain is attached to. That makes sense. The Spanish think that it should be theirs because it's attached to their land, but on that basis France could turn around and say that they think Spain should be theirs because it's linked via the Pyrenees and that sort of thing, so who knows. But yeah, the Spanish don't like it, but all of the people, majority of people in Gibraltar vote continuously to be British residents, therefore they are afforded that right. Which is why the airport is RAF Gibraltar as well. It's a military station. Oh, look at that climb performance. That is rapid. It goes back years and years and years and years and years, Salim. But yeah. Basically, there was a treaty back in like the 1700s with Gibraltar, where it was basically given to the British, or it was ceded to the British rather. Yeah, 1704, under the command of Admiral George Rooke. So 1700s, so over 300 years ago. In 1713, Gibraltar was ceded to Britain, so it was officially gifted to Britain, and it was then renewed again by the Treaty of Paris in 1763, and the Treaty of Versailles in 1783, with a treaty stating the town, the castle, and fortifications were to be held and enjoyed forever, without any exception or impediment whatsoever, which is why it's still British today. Spain won it back, but the treaties signed all those years ago basically give the people the choice. If maybe one day they turn around and over 50% want to be Spanish, it will change. I mean, in that time, years and years have passed, but there have been a lot of attempts to try and capture Gibraltar anyway via other countries off the British, so it goes back many years. Never been to Gibraltar there myself, but yeah, very, very important for strategy, for strategic importance. Salim, exactly. And it's the same as the Falklands, as Badger's saying. All of the residents of the Falklands wish to be British. They wish to be designated British, which is why, even though Spain did the same with the Falklands, Argentina think it should be theirs, and there's all this big depth of political battles going on between Argentina and ourselves, which is why Argentina invaded the Falklands years in recent history, actually, wasn't it? The Falklands War, as it was, is it in the 70s, I think? I might have to Google this. (1982). There we go. So yeah, Argentina invaded the Falklands to try and seize it from the British in 1982. Many people died, sadly, thanks to their stupidity. But it's something that's still very much controversial today, I suppose you could probably say, because it's very, how do you say it? How do you say it? It's very sensitive. Argentina very strong in their opinion. Britain are very defiant in their opinion as well, and neither will meet in the middle. Understandably so, because it's very recent history. 1983, 1980s, and many people died that didn't need to die in that war. But the Argentinians blamed the British for it, even though they chose to invade us for it. And again, it's an island of great strategic importance. That's cool, we talk about everything here. Exactly, that's what the people there want at the moment. I think they were recently given a referendum as well, just to check to see if they wanted it changed or not. What's the winds doing at the moment in DAAG? Winds are 040 degrees at 11 knots. Variable between 010 and 070. All the nines. Few clouds at 2,300. Algiers. 31 degrees for the temperature. 22 degrees Celsius and a QNH 1016. That'll do. So what are we going to plan for? We're going to plan for an arrival via ALR, I think, but we might be vectoring ourselves effectively. Pushback, yeah, absolutely. Although I think there's an election going on at the moment, isn't there? And there's one party that's quite full trying to get it back or something. Let's go on to Navigraph. We don't need the Toulouse charts. How many people here did the Lufthansa 222 to Toulouse? VOR 05 is the only one now that's available for us. And there's no stars. So effectively what we're going to do is we're not going to do the procedure thing here. We're gonna vector ourselves, but it says do not overshoot the 9 DME ALR, so we've got to try and meet that constraint too. So what I might do here, ALR 9, and we'll do 6. The 6 is on the charts there, look. You know, at 6 miles we need to be on the glide, 2,300 feet, 3.26 degrees to glide slope down. That works out for us quite nicely. Inbound course at 052. There's a VOR procedure here with no star. Pushback of the plane's been brilliant. It's really impressed me. VOR DME 05. We're just going to leave the transitions. Because we'll just we'll vector ourselves basically. Plan. Just go through the steps here. Zoom in, see what we've got. Yeah, cool. That's fine. Straight to ALR. The discontinuity as well, so ALR CDO5. Actually, no, we want that discontinuity. We'll leave that there. Days, let's go off plan. I think Fly Life Studio is broken again, hasn't it? Let's refresh it. There we go, 30% of the way. I thought we were about a third of the way there. Okay, yes, we are indeed. LNAV version 2 from PMDG. Salim, yes, so it's interesting. So you're saying that the Emirates pilots really struggle with this VOR approach to 03 because they just like to do ILSs, as somebody that lives in Algiers. Jesus, Stubacker, that sounds awful. Again, you get what you pay for. That's why I don't fly Ryanair. Look at that. Short, stubby wings bouncing away. Yes, the UEFA Women's European Championship stuff tonight, isn't it? Or tomorrow, sorry. England v Germany. Latin VFR's fantastic Barcelona scenery down below there, so great airport scenery. Go on a little screeny grab. Matthew, you'll be fine. Basically vector yourself towards the final approach point and the VOR course. Mark, good question. So there's no cargo variant. It's also very overpowered, so it's super sporty. Range is slightly less, but it's also got a much lower gross weight, or usual sort of zero fuel weight and everything tends to be about quite a bit lower. So your V speeds tend to be about 5 to 10 knots lower than the 700 as well. It's about 8 foot. I think somebody said 8 foot less in length than the 700. It's actually the same length as the BA 146-300, which we had a little look calculated earlier, which is quite remarkable. And it also has no wingtip fences because the aircraft was never certified for it. It includes 20 liveries by default, all included in the PMDG Operations Centre, and we listed them a little earlier on twice throughout the stream so far now. But then it's a 737NG, so it's designed to be very similar. Everything else in here is pretty much the same. For the purpose of today, we're using the older looking Honeywell system. Is it Honeywell? It is. Honeywell or Collins, I forget. I think this is Honeywell, isn't it? But we've also got the new pressurization panel there. It was really popular with SAS, Scandinavian Air Service, Cake. So I think they operated the most out of all the operators in the world for the 736, with about 30 or so that were in use, I believe. Okay, we want the Dar Al Baida VOR tuned 1125. going to set it on both here because I don't know how I'm going to want to use it later on. 1125, DME is required, and we also have Regaia 342. Which is why I've got it set here, because I might want to flick that across suddenly, but ideally... Oh yeah, there we go. Honeywell, thank you, Doc. Yeah, SAS ops in this are going to be really good fun. 052 for the course. Yeah, it's going to be a first VOR flight approach in the 737-600 as well now. You guys get to see it all today. Ah, the scumbag bots are back. 84% have been scammed by them, I think that's supposed to say. Riney, hello buddy, welcome. Really good, thank you, hope you're okay. Feeling probably about, well, nearer to 80% or so better now. Geez, that's a double bot strike, they both came at us. You know you're making it when you get raided by the bots every car for like 5-10 minutes. Just working through, you have to report every single one of them manually, which is an absolute pain in the backside. Ryan, thank you buddy, really appreciate it. Been with us 4 months now as a bronze member, appreciate all your support, thank you very much. MPS Gaming, the 737-600 is replaced in SAS. The last flight was 2019. The nickname was the Pig. Yeah, was it Grisen? Grisen? Tried and failed Jurassic. Gotta be careful what I say next though. So I shan't say it, fear of upsetting people from a particular place. Boom, there we go. What's the minimums for this? 540. Let's set that on the box. Sit in Barrow, minimums 540 on the PFD. This is why I love the 737s from PMDG a lot more than the Airbus now, and it's something that I said all that time ago I never thought would happen. But it's because there's a lot more to do, it's a lot more hands-on, it requires more from you, it's just really good fun. Scott, welcome on board, thanks for subscribing to the channel. Hope you're well, hope you're having a good weekend so far. If you've got the 737-600 as well folks, let us know in the live chat here during the stream what was your first flight in it and what are your thoughts with it so far. Be quite interesting to see. And what are people's thoughts on the whopper of a price? $34.99. Salim, you can, yeah, you certainly can. But I won't do, because I want to self-vector. So we'll use heading mode. Badger's loving it. Touchdown, threshold elevations 72 feet, airport elevations rounded to 82 feet average. So that's why we got 100 set there. Jurassic seriously considering picking it up after the stream. Good to hear. Think I'll do Edinburgh to Bergen first flight. Fantastic route choice. Okay, yeah, well the 800 I'm going to say is about 3 to 4 weeks away as an estimation. Nothing is set in stone as well, don't forget. So we really don't know when it's going to come out. What's the runway length here? Let's make sure I pin these charts. 05. Ooh, you know what? We want to get stopped as quick as we can here, so we're going to use reverse thrust. We'll use auto brake 2. We'll try and vacate Echo 2 maybe. Though that's 3,500 metres long, I reckon with reverse thrust, auto brake 1, we might be okay anyway. And then I'll have to just try and find, unless Doc can remember it. David says it's been a pretty seamless switch from the 700 so far. Stubacker, it absolutely will be, yeah. Mark's been on the fence about the 700 because of the price, but for $34.99 US dollars, which is about, for those of us in the UK, that's about £27. It, as Mark's saying there, it seems a bargain. You get PMDG 737NG with all of the detail, 20 liveries included, and this incredibly fun aeroplane that's full of character. It's been modelled wonderfully. I mean, that takeoff is just brilliant. Various, hello, yeah, whoa, the 600's out, huh? Absolutely, $34.99 US dollars. Jurassic, that's not a bad theory actually, it's not a bad shout. Perhaps maybe that's going to be the next surprise. I don't know, I feel like it might be another like $10 more. Comedy Mallorca's down there. In fact, you can just see the airport there. Bit of concrete patch there on the land. Yeah, maybe it's going to be nearer towards the full price of the 700 variant because it's on sale, isn't it, at the moment, at a slight discount. That just got what he needed. It's the plane he wanted, the Boeing 737-600. That's really refreshing to hear. There's been a lot of negativity on the PMDG's unofficial Discord and people bashing it on the forums and all that, and until people saw the price. And I think then it's really surprised people. Kevo, it's incredible, isn't it? Remarkable. What have we got here? Oh yes, let's get some wing views. Love it. Obviously yesterday we were in the very first aircraft the PMDG released for the sim, the fantastic 4-engine big radial DC-6. And that was great fun, flying that around Alaska, Anchorage to Nome yesterday. Robert, amazing. Aviation 50's asking for the list of liveries, which liveries are included in the 600. Let me get it out again. I've mentioned it a couple of times now, but we will try and find the list again once more. There were quite a few, There's 20 in total that I counted. Aeroflyer, Air Algerie, Air China, Air Europa, Air Malta, which is a fictional livery, Austrian, Boeing's demonstrator livery, China Southwest, Easter, Fly Globe Span, Janet, Lauda Air, Malev, Midwest, SAS Brathens, SAS Mainline, Southwest's fictional livery, Tunis Air with 2 liveries included there, and WestJets. All of the real world operators of the 600 variant across the years, which in itself is a nice nod to the aircraft product as well, from the team at PMDG, the painters with it all. Cosme, no wing flex. There's been loads of wing flex. Loads of wing flex. We've seen them bouncing around on the tips through the mountains and on approach. Mark says he thinks this is going to be his first airliner purchase. Hope the learning curve isn't too high. I'll have to rewatch your YouTube series. Fantastic, yeah. All the same principles apply, but you'll be flying a tiny bit slower, and your takeoff is going to be a lot quicker as well. John, hello buddy. 600 is really cool, and an Osprey livery is being worked on at the moment. I've actually asked Tapsy John to go down the line of kind of a retro style similar to that of the BA146 Osprey liveries. That are more of a retro flair, early 90s sort of esque look to it. Barris climb performance, it's like a bullet. It is very, very impressive. In terms of cruise, not really much difference. Yeah, with this, there's a lot more to it. There's a little bit of wing flex starting to kick in. Flying over a very smooth area at the moment though, so we're not going to get wing flex all the time, Cosme. Wait till we get a bit more turbulent air and we'll see it bouncing about in a minute. Mikael, hello, welcome. Finally back from work. Hope you've had a good day. Just bought the 600. Whoop, whoop. Where are you going to be flying with it first, Mikael? 20 liveries to choose from. You're going to be going straight into the SAS ops by any chance? Figured retro might be quite nice, John, for Osprey for the 600. Just as a little bit of an old school nod to it. Vary it up a little bit from the 700 as well. Brandon, currently, yeah, late sort of August time, they've said. I think anything around there is going to be really, really good. But again, it's software development, so all these things can change at a moment's notice, especially with some update 10 around the corner. That could push back the development a little bit for whatever reason, if things become apparent during testing that need fixing, for example, that otherwise would have worked beforehand. Palma de Mallorca. Mallorca Towers online, Ibiza Towers online, Barcelona Towers online, Marseille's still full of ATC and Nice. There must be an event going on there. There's Palma de Mallorca below. Proper descent in 60 miles, folks. So let's pull the data for the weather one last time. DAAG. Wind 05011. So currently an 11 knot headwind. Very nice. All the nines. Few cloud 2,300 feet. So base is the same. 31 degrees Celsius. Spreads decrease slightly. Dew point's now 23 degrees Celsius, but still nice gap at QNH 1016. And then we can put an estimated planned landing weight of 52.8 tons. Might go on down actually, 52.7. It's going to look at that for a V speed for approach, 125 knots. So that's going to be an approach speed of 130. So we can arm that, pop that into the box. It's insane. It flies so slow, it's brilliant. We revert back to our top of descent checklist now. So destination weather's obtained, the arrival data has been set, and the landing altitude, we've checked that already, that's 100 feet. Radios are set to the VORs. We're going to be flying a VOR approach, 1125 for the frequency. Let's just cross-check it, make sure it is correct. 112.5 ALR. 112.5. Nav 1 and 2, and there's a backup there for the missed approach. But we won't really need it. ADF 342 for Regaya. Won't need it. It's not part of our potential routing and stuff like that. But it is a direct line. So we could. It might help us. Who knows? It's very likely we won't use ADF 1. We've got those tuned nicely for us. Radios are set. ILS frequency is not applicable. Lock, not really applicable. Course for the VOR is set 052 and 052. Wing engine anti-ice as required. It's not really required for this so far, at least at the moment. We'll assess as we descend. Warning recall. That's new on the checklist now, folks. Altimeter's been set 1016. Minimums are set 540 feet barrow, and approach has been briefed with the missed approach also briefed. The missed approach is this, the dashed line. So if we do declare a missed approach, go around for any reason, it's going to be climbing left turn to intercept the outbound radial of 344 degrees away from the Dar el Baida VOR. It says maintain 3,060 feet then as directed. Very specific. Got to be fine. MCP reset altitude. What do we want to go down to? 2,300 feet. The beauty of this is we can just set that and aim for a continuous descent all the way down, because that's what we want. And I'm going to initially set order brake 2. Why not? We're going to try and vacate nice and quick for a shorter taxi in. And we're ready to descend. We'll make sure we're in VNAV mode. We are, and LNAV still selected. Yeah, the transition altitude's a really weird number as well. I'd imagine, I don't know why it's that. I would round that up to 3,500 feet, I think. Oh, actually, hold on. It's because they're in meters. They fly in meters in Algeria. So 3,060 feet is 930 meters. So that's cool, we'll keep it in feet. Because their transition altitude is 3,940 feet on the climb out on the SID, which is 1,200 meters according to the charts. So that makes sense, it'll be climb 1,200 meters. Benjamin, hello, saying, am I the only one who's thinking it looks like the PMDG's wing flex is a bit laggy? So, I think it depends, really. We were seeing some really good wing flex earlier on. But we're in nice still air at the moment, look. Yeah, we're off back to Algiers. Sammy says in Algeria we don't fly meters, but then Abdu says we use meters. So I don't think they know either. we will just stick to feet and knots and nautical miles. Can't go wrong. Gosh, hello. DJN, yeah, it is a little bit stuttery, but I think they are working on improving a lot of the visuals. A lot of the so there's criticism on release of the 700 about the kind of blocky look of the rotation of the yoke, and actually PMDG have solved that, because today we've gone into the 600, we've rotated the yoke around, moved it all about, and it's been super smooth. Mikael, yes, remind me after the live stream today. In fact, stand by, my briefing, my fleet. Let me put a shared link here. How do you do it? Just work this out. Share aircraft. Following link. Okay, let me put the link to the 600 profile that I'm using, the sim brief, into our Discord server. I'll put it in crew room chat. There you go, it's in there now, in Discord. "4,000 feet, Salim, thank you. Sparrow, welcome to Algerie, thank you very much. China definitely uses meters. Oh, I've just closed Discord. Hold on, let me let me bring that back up again. Hold on, let me bring. I'll use my phone instead because we're at top of descent now. There we go. That's pinned. It's a pinned message in the crew room chat of our Discord server for the 736. It's a single class profile. Salim's watching a 777 for real. Emirates taking off from 05. At least they can take off that way and not have too many problems with struggling to get an arrival in on the VOR only approach with the 777. Doesn't fill me with much confidence hearing that you say that they often go around because they struggle with the VOR approach. Great. There we go, and we're in the descent now as well, so we are retarded enough path in the descent. Just do another one of those just to be sure, a little bit of time passed. Demand, how fast did the climb out feel? More than the 700? Absolutely, it's like a rocket, it's brilliant. Oh, the performance difference of the engines, same engines on a shorter, lighter aircraft is just remarkable. It's yeah, I'd never thought it'd be that cool. Blue, yes, in your PMDG operations center at the moment, you will also see that the 737-700 now has an update available for it, and that now also includes the PMDG's LNAV version 2, or the 700 variant. Watching that VNAV path there and the speed. So as a little reminder, we're going to do a VOR approach. There we are, so it doesn't really help us too much, but effectively we're going to be flying out to this outer fixed ring here, just to the outside edge. We're going to self-vector ourselves to get down to 2,300 feet to then fly using heading mode and vertical speed initially, VOR approach, and then I think I might hand fly the whole thing. I might hand fly the entire arrival myself, but it depends how well configured we are nearer to the airfield, because it's a busy aircraft anyway at the best of times. Keep clicking the like button, folks. See if we can top it over 150 likes today before we get in. That would be fantastic. First time in a long time we get over that, I think. Except for the 20,000 subscriber group flight. Tell him, yeah, you can do. But we were looking at the routings of a lot of aircraft in real life, and there was a bit of vectoring going on. Big Man Tooth. Well, good morning to you after your sleep. Hopefully you're stonked for it. It is a really good bit of fun. Really good bit of fun. Looks great. 20 liveries included for free as part of the package, and it is full of character. This aeroplane has just been really good fun every day. Jan, fantastic. Make sure you link your YouTube account, Jan, to your Discord user account via the integrations in Discord, and it will then get you access into the club lounge as well for your membership that you've got there. And you'll be able to access the members areas. Abu recommends Constantine or BUYAH. Blocks, hello. Yeah, $34.99 US. It's amazing. You get a hell of a lot of bang for your buck, as they say. Nice steady descent. 25 nautical miles there for an aircraft ahead of us. In fact, sorry, correction, 30 miles ahead of that aircraft. And we're going to have a little look at the depressurization panel here. Very slowly depressurizing there. MPS Gaming, that's quite a cool route, yep. I haven't done Copenhagen in a very long time actually, and obviously I still need to purchase the amazing Flight Ampers Copenhagen. Can you believe it? I've still not got that. Okay, no worries buddy, enjoy. Jan, it's inside Discord. You click your user settings in Discord, you go to I think integrations or connections, and then you click the little YouTube icon and it will take you through to your YouTube account. You link the two and then bingo, you should see the club lounge. If you see Bacon Sarnie in green in a place called Lounge in Discord, you're in the right place. So there's our intentional discontinuity. Not all discontinuities are bad, but this one we want to leave in because it's a reminder to vector ourselves basically. We're not actually even going to go to ALR, to be honest. We're going to go direct to CDO5. We're going to self-vector around on that. But I might have to do a little thing in here just to make sure it knows that we've stepped to CDO5. F5's there actually, so potentially we could. That's looking really good actually. Ew, good stuff. Abdi, I'll have to have a look to see if there's any scenery available for either of those. Sadly, there's no scenery really, except for just a slight default enhancement of Algiers Airport. It'd be nice to see this airport actually recreated with like a payware quality standard, because it's got quite a unique design to it. Probably around this little decel point here, these two little speed limit points, the little green circles. That's where we're going to forecast to go below 10,000, I think. We'll probably start to vector ourselves out and away. And then we're going to use this VOR function, I think, as well. But I might not even bother using that, to be totally honest with you. through 15. Keeping an eye, waiting for that 10,000. We got here. Could just bust out here like this. Boosh with our custom views. Blue, fantastic. For those of you who didn't see the departure, you might notice on the runways there's yellow crosses, which would in real life mean the runways are closed. However, it's not actually the case. It's an issue with the default textures at this airport, so we just have to ignore that. The runways are active in real life. It is a thing. How are we doing? Sammy, do we use reshade for MSFS? No, just everything is just left default as well, just default graphics really. A blend of high and ultra as the settings. But yeah, no reshades or anything like that used. I know some people use their NVIDIA control center to add a bit of a filter onto it. I'm very tempted to try that one day, but I find that it's not too bad anyway as it is. But as Neil's saying, you don't really need a filter, it's pretty gorgeous anyway regardless. Back to Algeria. Yeah, so Salim, as I understand it, they've switched which runways are closed now, right? Which means that the yellow crosses will now be on 2709, not 0523 or whatever it is. There's 10. 2, 3, 4, logo lights are on. And we'll give the cabin crews a little ding ding. So we're about 10 minutes to landing now, folks. Beluga, no, that was never a date set, so I'm not sure where you heard that from. It's going to be towards late August, providing nothing affects the development that pushes it back further. Bassi, let's hope so. That'd be great. If we can get developers to create Algiers, that's going to offer a really nice destination option for people to enjoy on the North African sort of continent. Oh, that's good. The banana's right on the point where we want to be at 2,300 feet. I like that. That's happy days. Get some couscous with chicken meat and tea after landing, Abdu. Fantastic. I've never been to Algeria. Been to a lot of countries in the world, not ever Algeria. Go to go 5 with a direct. Just do that for now. We'll change the LNAV. That's overshot slightly. Let's hope that does recover itself here. Flight to 10. Now look at that change, wowzers. And I'm actually going to go to heading mode now, I think. We'll go to flight heading 210. Algiers traffic at Algerie 10:45, sending flight level 74 for 2,300 feet, expecting VOR approach runway 05. Currently 10 track miles north of the airfield and routing for the downwind. Report, final approach, Algiers traffic.
Algiers traffic, Osprey 430, runway 05 is vacated at Aircraft.
Quarter brake 2 is good, and we're continuing our descent down. We're slightly loose on the VNAV, but that's fine. We're going to leave that as it is for now. Let's come off flight to 10. We'll let that speed sort itself out. Almost there, folks. End of the second sector in the new 737-600, now released the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Get rid of the music so we can go a bit more sterile for the approach. And there's the airfield there as well. We're through transition now. Let's go to local pressure. And we'll make use of flight detent once more. And we'll go to this view. Where we go? There we go. Wonderful. Very cool. Watching that speed trickle down because we are doing something that's transient at the moment. And there's the airfield. There is no way in hell going to be lined up. Is that 0? No, that's 05 there, I think. Let's go to 10. Yeah, we have got speed break out at the moment. Speed 180. Okay, this is looking fine actually, this is looking quite nice. We're going to go flap 5, get a bit of drag on the aircraft. Can't exceed this fixed ring. So we're going to go right up to it. Beautiful mountains in the distance there as well, fantastic. I'm going to set 2,000 I think now instead. $200. Get the charts. On the charts I've got Salim at the moment. Current charts are 052, which is what I'm using at the moment. Go to 160. That's done. Let's make sure the spoilers are armed. Maybe checks ready as well. Lap 10. Don't need approach mode. There's the altitude C course. Got somebody, looks like they might be coming in on final approach here.
2500.
Keeping an eye on them. Where are they? There they are. Go 120, 2000, leveling off. It's going to get really busy, so ignition mode to continuous. We go VOR lock. Seven miles. Gear down. 160. Lap 15. 052. Set 35. And we want, what was it, 130. Throttle off. Algiers traffic, Algerie 1045 is established, and 5 mile final, runway 05. Laps 25. Autopilot's off, auto throttle's off, everything's mine. We shall fly it in ourselves all the way, why not? Steph, you don't really notice it, to be totally honest. Try and get this nice and trimmed here, nice and stable at 130. A little bit overzealous there with the trim. Upset landing, go around attitude set, and autopilot auto throttle is now off. Flap set 30 and we're auto brake 2 as a reminder to myself. We're going to go flight directors off and then back on again. Reset the view. We are ready for landing. Speed's good, profile's looking okay at the moment as well. Might allow it to come down a little bit quicker. Can't see any pappies.
1,000.
It was a slightly steeper approach this, it was 3 point something degrees.
490 on a 6 mile final, runway 5.
6 mile final, what are we? 1.5. Crystal Wolf, wow, that is an incredible difference between the two there, isn't it? No pappies I don't think at all, so this is purely visual.
Approaching minimums.
Nice and stable.
Minimums.
Continue. A bit of power, let's kill the rate of descent there. What do you reckon, guys? Foot per minute time. Seen a couple of guesses. Looking to the end of the runway, the depth perception.
50, 30, 20.
27 on approach to
Hold the flare.
Algiers. 10 miles.
And
from
reverse
the
green,
airport,
1 and 2.
For VOR approach runway 5.
Touchdown. We don't want this one, but we want the next one, so we're going to leave it all out. That sounds great, doesn't it? Manual brakes. Mathis, hello, get an M. Frank, hello, it's landing rate monitor. Algiers traffic at Algerie 1045 is vacated Echo 2 and taxi into the terminal via Foxtrot, Delta, etc. Swing a left. Oh, look at that for timing. Here he comes. Well, it handles so well, folks. Oh, look at that. That was a brilliant touchdown as well. Top job, top job. I think that was David. Landing lights off, runway turn off lights on, off, taxi lights off, strobe steady to steady, and APU start. Order brakes off. We'll retract the speed brake. Let's have a look at it now fully deployed.
Air Algerie 490 is
Holding in there, beautiful.
clear of runway 5.
We're back on the taxi line here for a decent touchdown. What stand was it, Doc? Is he still watching? Where is it? I have to find it. Ooh, but just at any at Terminal 1. Rightio. So we're going back to the same terminal we left. Classical sheet for 35 bucks. It's very much worth it. Safira, no worries, buddy. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed it today. That on standby. Put that on traffic. Mode off and terrain mode off. Doc, no worries at all. Thank you for checking. We're going through Delta. Cytherea would agree as well with classical sheet music. 35 bucks, it's very much worth it. Yeah, 100% you are completely correct. It is fantastic. I listen to that view. Listen to the sounds. If I just bring the reversers out again in a second, hear it from the inside. How cool is that? There's the spoiler animation from the wing. It's just so good. 34 bucks, folks. My God, I've gone off the scent line. I was trying to get back on. I was wondering why I couldn't steer. I must have gone into some weird drone mode. I don't know what view I was in there. I couldn't steer or anything. Almost went off road again. Sammy, no, we don't condone those sort of sites. Just, it's 34 bucks. Try and buy it. Just pay for something that's actually worth buying. It supports the developers, which in turn makes the products better for the whole community, rather than just ripping stuff that is payware elsewhere. That's not anything that anybody decent should do. Go on Bravo 5. Oh, it's a huge airport. Don Fanucci, welcome. Trying to work out. I'm trying to concentrate so I don't get lost here. Huge air. We're going over here towards the Ospreys. Going this way here through the Death Wish car. Oh mate, I can't stay patient. I gotta buy this now. I was meant to buy all 3 variants when I head off for college using gift money I got from my family, but really want to try this 600 out. Hopefully I've made it look very exciting, very enjoyable, very fun. It has been really, really pleasantly surprising. Actually, really quite enjoyable to fly. The performance of it is just insane. I couldn't quite comprehend just in my mind until I've actually flown it to see what it is like in the air, what it's like. Yeah, it's very sporty. Its performance is just like anything I'd never have even fathomed in my head before. I can't really make sense of it. It's just brilliant. I think I want stand. Might have overcooked. I should have gone 1 stand across there. Very confused. Oh well, there we go. The Terminal 1. The line's about there. If I guess this right. There. Oh, look at that. Right on the line. Love it. So, where are we? Shutdown checks. Got to put probes off, I always forget them. And APU can go on bleed now as well, because it's been on for about a minute or so with the gens. Check the gen. Got that as well. So, fuel control levers go to off. Anti-collision lights can go off. And in the menu, FS actions, ground surfaces, chocks. We can set 0 for deboarding. We can prep 0 for baggage and everything as well. And basically what we're waiting for is all inhibited at the moment till it's safe for the equipment to approach, which is about now. Look, because M1's about 0.2 and 2's below 10. So we can extend the air stairs. Doors. Ta-da! So what we can do is, so the bus is there now as well, waiting for those loaders to get everything jacked up for the baggage carts. They're getting everything prepped. There's the final cargo loader sort of section at the aft. And the baggage belts, or the baggage trucks are appearing too. We're going to start to work at deboarding the aeroplane. And for that, it's all in here. So we can go back to ground services where we were a second ago, head across to here. If we wanted to refuel, we can call the truck. We can now deplane, so 111 passengers getting off, and as the carts arrive properly, we can begin to unload the baggage and everything as well. But yeah, the air stairs are included in the PMDG 737-700 too, and the 800 as well. Oh, speaking of the 800, that'll come soon in the future. That'll have air stairs as well. There we go. The 737-600 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Absolute pocket rocket. Fantastic performance. Blasting around the skies of Northern Africa and Europe for our 2 little sector day from here at Algiers to Toulouse and back again. I think everybody's down now as well, which is good. And 2 really good landings. Generally, overall, generally, very, very impressed with it. It is really cool. Badger. I can recommend it, guys, if you want to try it out. I think that's in relation to the 737. It is really, really good. And it's $34.99. Those of you in the UK, it's about 27 quid depending on price. Very good. And you don't need to mod it with any sounds or any unnecessary bloat. It just is really nice how what they've done. It's really good. The links are in the description to the PMDG website and the product page for the 600 variant of the 737 if you do want to purchase it straight from them. Indeed, classical sheet music, exactly my thoughts there. Jan, better than the 700? They're both, even though they're both very similar, they both feel like they're different aircraft, which is quite nice because it does give you a bit of variation still. So things like the shorter field ops around the tips of Norway and these small regional airfields, that's where this is going to really excel, and it's going to be great fun. It's got some proper beans behind the engines there for takeoff performance and everything else. But to be honest, I think they're both just as good as each other, and they're unique in their own cool, unique ways. Very cool. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'm back to work tomorrow, sadly, so the next live stream is going to be pre-night shift on Tuesday. So hopefully you'll see them. We'll work through a little bit of an idea of some routes. It might be back in the 737-600, who knows, let's see. Probably around Scandinavia, perhaps. Touchwood, hopefully, if TAPSI's available to do so and get it all working, we might have an Osprey retro livery for that too. Thanks to everyone who's given us a little thumbs up today. 149 likes throughout, and a very warm welcome to all of our new subscribers as well. I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of the weekend ahead. We're halfway there to the new week. And for those of you who are purchasing the PMDG 737-600, enjoy it. Let us know what you think over on our Discord server. Share your thoughts on the routes that you're flying over there as well, post stream. And hopefully you guys are going to have a really good weekend with this fantastic product. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in a couple of days for another live stream. As always, thanks for watching. Take care.